Getting set, mother lovers. Test. Hello. Test 1, 2, 3. We got these movies going on. All right. Bam, bam. Let's go blue sky. Talking about the latest film. Where's the film stuff? Boom. Bop bop beep beep bop bop boop beep beep bop boop. All right. I got my water. I got water. Mic check 1, 2. What's up? What's up? What's going on, y'all? All right. I think I'm set up here. Let me get my internet browser ready, y'all. I wanna get my internet browser ready. All right. Do 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 do. All right. Cool, cool. Maybe I need some more light in here. Maybe I should open my blinds a little bit. Get some daylight in here. How's that? Do I need more light? Alright, that looks good. What's up, guys? We're gonna start the stream right now. We are going to start the stream. Alright. So, let me see. The last time I talked movies, I did the first week of February. I posted that to my YouTube channel. It's now March 16th, guys. So, I'm going to talk the second, third, fourth weeks of February. And if I've got enough energy, we're going to talk about the first and second week of March. So, pretty behind, guys, but I went on vacation. I went to the Ozarks in Arkansas. I got a cabin in the woods. We can talk about that later. It's kind of spooky out there, man. But check it out, guys. Let's talk some movies. All right. So, second week of February. I only watched 2 movies, guys. 2 movies, Face Off and Knock Off. Similar titles, guys. But first, watch the second week of February. Face Off, guys. It's been 5 years or so since I've watched Face Off. Top 10 most insane movies ever made, guys. And John Woo is at the helm. He's the director. You got Unhinged, John Travolta. You got Unhinged, Nicolas Cage, guys. And it's really awesome to see them at the top of their game. And then they really become each other, man. When you're watching the end of the film, John Travolta is channeling Nick Cage and vice versa. It's a marvel to watch. And man, so there's just so many neat moments, man. You've got Nick Cassavetes as Dietrich. He's low key really good in this, guys. He's one of like many supporting performances I like. Like when the FBI is raiding the stronghold or their home base, their house, right, or their condo, whatever it is. They're flat. They're storming in through the windows, man. There's already gunplay going off. And then this Dietrich just casually gets up and he power walks, and the camera it's in slow motion, man. He power walks. He's not running. He's not panicking. He casually walks to the with his armory, picks up all the weapons and starts blasting. Just little moments like that, man, is why this movie just it goes hard. Okay, I'd score this movie higher if it just wasn't so damn stupid. Like you'll be questioning like, man, why there's a plot hole here. Why did the character decide to do this? But it's like just throw that out the window, guys, because this is one entertaining movie. Um, I wouldn't say it's John Woo's best, but it's definitely shows how crazy good his action is, how crazy good his stunts are, and I like he loves doing Catholicism or Catholic imagery. I don't know how strong of a religious guy he is, but he must be, because Tron Travolta. Spoiler alert! I mean, this movie's been out, man. Um, he does like the pose, like he's nailed to the cross, and I didn't notice this until this is like my sixth or seventh watch. The stuntman, who is Nick Cage technically, but it's obviously not him. They don't hide the stuntmen's faces in this movie, guys, but he's freaking walking on water. He's surfing on water, so that's like another Jesus Christ image. I didn't catch that. I didn't think about that. The John Travolta nail to the cross is very obvious, but I did not think about Nick Cage walking on water, man, like Jesus Christ. So that was pretty cool. But man, you got Joan Allen, Gina Gershon does pretty good. Colm Fiore's in this. CCH Pounder's in this. Margaret Cho, that was an interesting cast right there. You got Thomas Jane. Dude, Tommy Flanagan, he's a good character actor, and he plays one of Castor Troy's side guys. And a brilliant sequence is in the church, guys, when it's like the final standoff. It's Cage versus Travolta, and then Tommy Flanagan comes in he's pointing one gun, but then Gina Gershon comes in and Travolta's all, like wow, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he talks just like Nick Cage. That's what I was saying. How Travolta really becomes Nick Cage at the end, man. And but then Tommy Flanagan, the goon, he has one pistol. He whips out an Uzi in the other hand. So and he's like doing the Mexican standoff shit. It is so brilliant, man. Um, because you think Nick Cage and Gina Gershon have the upper hand, but now this guy whips out an Uzi and he's dual wielding an Uzi and pistol in both hands. So some other thoughts, guys. I thought like when they're doing the face transplant, I found it so bizarre. The doctors were wearing maroon, and there was like green wallpaper in the background. Like, why? What is that all about? Really didn't understand that. I thought it was pretty bizarre. But man, Oliver Wood, guys, pretty good cinematography in this movie. I watched a second movie photographed by him. We'll talk about that one later. Excuse me. But you got the prison break, man. Great action sequence. The final shootout at the end. The FBI right in the middle. So, you know, my friend Hassan. Where is he? I'm gonna shout out Hassan right now. Where is he? If you guys want to talk action movies, man, this is my boy right here. Follow Hassan, man. Neo Manifesto. He loves Prince so much. Look at his pin tweet. But man, you can talk John Woo with him all day, and I know he loves Face Off, and he loves Michael Mann movies too. But shout out to Hassan, man. Great film fan, Prince fan on X and Instagram. Go follow him. But that's it for Face Off, guys. 4 stars out of 5. I'd rate it a little higher if it wasn't so um, stupid. Although it's tons of fun. Second film, Knockoff. Now, I say this to everyone when I first watched Knockoff, guys. I thought it was like a mediocre, middling action comedy type thing. But on my second watch, third watch, and I think this is my fourth, it's a personal favorite, comfort movie. I find the filmmaking really brilliant, and it's because Choi Hawk. I thought it was Sui Hark, but no, it's Choi Hawk. I hope I'm saying that right, guys. But he and the crew throw so many cool filmmaking techniques. You see something awesome like every cut, every scene, guys. He's throwing the kitchen sink at you, and that's why I love this movie, and it's why I give this 5 stars out of 5, man. John Claude Van Damme in the lead role. He looks completely coked out, man. There's one scene where his face is like flushed red. This guy is totally partying it up. I think this is like like he got fame in the early 90s. That's when he hit it big and it kept rising. And he's kind of at the peak, I think. Or maybe it's like post-peak-ish. Because there were stories of him on the Street Fighter set, dude, just doing cocaine and partying. He was nailing freaking Kylie Minogue on set, supposedly. But he looks drugged out in this. But he's funny. Rob Schneider, not a huge fan, guys. I do like Down Periscope. But this is probably his best role. He's pretty funny. Layla Rashawn, Paul Sorvino, Michael fucking Wong. He's in a lot of Hong Kong films, guys. He's kind of an aspiring singer, but there's a really terrible good song of him on YouTube. If you just search Michael Wong song, you'll find it. But dude, there's a villain in this. He has like bronchitis and he's like sick the whole movie, but he's really a formidable foe. And dude, I've never seen this in a villain before. He peels off like a knife off. He makes a blade out of his eyeglasses, and he's like he's just doing like martial arts moves with them. I'd never seen that before. But that's how creative this film is, man. There's just cool camera tricks. There's cool edits. There's after the I think they call it a rickshaw race, which I've never seen in film either. Rob Schneider's slapping John Claude on his butt with an eel, man. And my girlfriend and I, we quote this movie, that one scene, because when he smacks him with the eel on his butt, John Claude goes, "Hey, what you doing?" And that's how my girlfriend and I answer the phone to each other almost pretty much every day. So it definitely means a lot to us. But anyways, in that after that rickshaw race, there's like a fight and a little shootout in a market store, a supermarket, and a bullet goes through like a can or a bottle of something, and you see it travel through and like and erupt. And there's some dangerous stunts in this, guys, for a Hong Kong. I think it's a Hong Kong U.S. joint production, but I mean it's in Hong Kong, so. But some good explosions, guys. I mean, I love knockoff, guys. 5 stars out of 5. Maybe if some of y'all think I'm crazy for rating it higher than Face Off, but I just love it, man. So, 2 films watched, second week of February. There you go. Let's talk about. I watched 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 films. So I watched 5 films, guys, and the third week of February. Let's talk about those. The Fifth Element, guys. Another 5 star, personal favorite, all-time favorite. I remember watching this as a teenager, young kid. I must have been like 10 or so. And directed by Luc Besson. He did Leon the Professional, The Big Blue. Pretty big time French director, guys. And guys, you got a great cast. You got Bruce Willis, Yogovich, Gary Oldman, Ian Holm, Chris Tucker, even Luke Perry's in there. Tommy Tiny, Tim Lister, R.I.P. Tricky, he's like a UK rapper. Matthew Kaslovich, he directed Lahane, I believe, and he's even in this. He's the guy that's give me the gas. So he has a little cameo there. And dude, an underrated guy is what's his freaking name? Lee Evans. Lee Evans is so good as the bumbling he's like not captain of the ship, but he's like one of the top crewmen. He is so nervous. He's a nervous wreck, but he's so good in this, man. Hell, he might be one of the best performances, honestly. But excellent sci-fi space action adventure, guys. The CGI I think holds up. Gary Oldman makes a great villain. I know his boss, who's technically the main villain, is he's not really in it much, but it doesn't matter. Gary Oldman holds it down, guys. Um, but the romance is a little forced. That's one thing I look at the other way. Bruce Willis tries to sneak in a kiss in there and touch her inappropriately. It was kind of like, ugh. Didn't really like that, but it's just such a fun time, guys. I love Fifth Element. 5 stars out of 5. And whoever says Chris Tucker as Ruby Rod's annoying, whatever, dude. I don't agree. I thought he was fantastic. Prince was rumored to star, but yeah. Oh, and by the way, dude, Luc Besson, he was dating, I think, the diva Plava Laguna, but then like I think he had an affair with her with Jovovich. And dude, Luc Besson, he likes like some young. I think he dated like a 16-year-old at one point and married her like when she was after 18. It kind of a weird, sick dude. So, but anyways, separate the art from the artist, man. There's tons of other people to like and support in this. So, second film, the third week of February. Infernal Affairs, guys. I did a podcast for it's Three Real Cinema. It's me and my two friends here where I live. We started an Instagram and YouTube channel, and I watched this to rewatch it for the podcast. So, the Jacked Up podcast, that's what it was. Hopefully he posts it soon, but here we go, man. So this has got to be on everybody's top 5 Hong Kong movies list, guys. Huge box office hit in Hong Kong. It was so big that this is what The Departed is based off of, guys. And I feel like they darn near ripped it off because nobody gives them credit. Like at the Oscars, they announced best screenplay, and the announcer was like, "This was based off a film from Japan." Like total disrespect, man. I think Infernal Affairs is superior to The Departed. The Departed feels a little too Hollywooded down with the violence and so many curse words. Infernal Affairs, there's none of that. There's only one action scene in Infernal Affairs, guys. Isn't that amazing? Super tense cat and mouse game, guys. So Tony Leung, Andy Lau, two of the biggest stars in Hong Kong cinema. And Andy Lau's also a Cantopop singer star, guys, so even bigger star power there. Eric Sang as the main villain. Anthony Wong, two other big, huge Hong Kong actors, but more in supporting roles. They're excellent. Also, Kelly Chin, Sammy Chang are in this. Chapman Toe, man, he's really he adds a little bit of comedic relief, and he's the guy that says in this movie, he's like, you see, they're not looking at us, they're a cop, you know. They say that line in The Departed. They say a bunch of stuff that they kind of just grip right out of this movie, which because it's kind of a remake in a way, just in Boston. But guys, police procedural, undercover cops, triads. It's so crazy. These two guys trying to find out who's the mole, and super entertaining, guys. 4.5 stars out of 5 for Infernal Affairs. Hard to Kill. Guys, I like B action movie cheese. I don't like Seagal as a person, but he does have some bangers in the late 80s, early 90s. But man, 1.5 stars, guys. This is where the my hatred for Seagal just came out, and he's such an unlikable guy. Off camera, he's an unlikable guy in this. The Kelly LeBrock, the female love interest, just falls on her. She throws the panties off for this guy, and he's such an idiot. He's such a douchebag. I couldn't stand it. Like he's showing her some like Chinese calligraphy and how much he knows, and like a saxophone comes in because Kelly LeBrock is so like she just can't. Oh, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so wet right now. I just found it ridiculous. And guys, the martial arts to me, if you can call it that, the brawling, the action, the gunfights, they just were not very good to me. I had to give it 1.5 stars out of 5. William Sadler as Senator Trent, he says like, take that to the bank. He says it like 5 or 6 times, and Seagal hears it on TV all the time, and at like the middle end, he's like, "I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent, to the blood bank." And it's like the movie was working so hard up to that moment for that one liner, so you're like, "Whoa, bro, yes, go get him." But nah, dude, I'm sorry, I was not feeling this movie. Um, 1.5 stars for Hard to Kill. Valhalla Rising. This is we stand Mads Mikkelsen on this channel. Hopefully I said that right. Directed by Nicholas Winding Refn. I like how he's in the Kojima video game Death Stranding. But man, this is a kind of a slow burning, slow moving film, and the director lets you know that off the bat. He welcomes you in to take in the scenery, to relax, and he kind of shocks you with the spurts of violence in between. It's very brutal, man. There's definitely brutal bits of violence, but one reason I hated the Terrifier 3 I recently watched, those kills go on for minutes on end, guys. And I hate that stuff, man. I don't like gore, torture porn. Here, the violence is pretty swift, it's quick. Shocking, yes, but quick. And it's not to, not for porn, you know. So, I don't know many of the other actors, but I want to shout out the cinematographer by Morten Soberg and the directing work from Nicholas Winding Refn, man. I think they shot this. It's a Nordic film, Scandinavian setting, but they shot it in Scotland. Man, they make the mountains, the grass, the clouds, the sun. They make all of it look great, man. And it kind of looks like you're in a Death Stranding video game. So it's kind of funny. Kojima probably saw this movie and hired, wanted to talk to this guy. But yeah, man, pretty good. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 for Valhalla Rising. Check it out. Scarface. Haven't seen this in about 10 years. So I tried to watch this 2 years ago with my girlfriend, but she was like, "I do not want to watch this." That's one film, guys. I can't get the girlfriend to watch. She thinks it's so bro, macho. She can't do it. So, but hey, man, 4.5 stars out of 5. This is excessive to the max, guys. Very, very excessive. Al Pacino. I know the movie gets hate for not having any Cubans in it. I think Stephen Bauer is the only Cuban, but would you rather have a Cuban actor, guys, or Al Pacino? Okay, how can I say this? Like, would you rather like put a Cuban actor that's gonna do a bad job, who's not up to the task, or would you put Al Pacino in unhinged Pacino and a star making, or he does a fantastic job. So it's like if you're gonna make a great movie, a great cast, then just do it, okay? So I'm not. It doesn't bother me that they didn't use a lot of Cuban actors, okay? If you're gonna make a good movie, just do it. So, and it's a critique on capitalism, guys, and you know he says it in the movie. He's like, you know what capitalism is? Getting fucked. And what does Al Pacino? What does Tony Montana do, guys? He starts out as a dishwasher, man. He's like, my onions, man. Look how hard I have to work just to get by. And they're working in that little coffee shop kitchen, and they're staring at the American dream. There's a club across the street, and they do a low-level drug deal, and he gets a little money. He meets Frank, and then it shows him in the club before the hits put out on him. He's so depressed. What do you got to do? You need more in America. You can't stop. You got to take. So, although he's already getting hundreds of thousands, probably millions before spoilers, Tony kills Frank because, you just got to have more, guys. What does he do? He kills Frank. He's rising to the top. He wants more and more, and that's where the drugs kick in. He starts consuming drugs, man, and he can't stop. He has to keep consuming because that's what capitalism is, man. And what does he end up doing? He kills himself. He kills his friends, those that are close to him. Destroys his life, family. Oh, poor Gina, man. That made me sad when Manolito, he died, man. Same with Gina. But I think Scarface is just off the chains, man. 4.5 stars out of 5. So there you go. Third week of February, guys. Wrapped. Bam. And and also Scarface, guys. One of the most quotable movies ever, right? I still quote this with with all the few friends I have now that I'm in my 30s. But yeah, great quotable movie, man. So there's the third week of February, guys. Now let's talk. We got three films to talk about. Three films to talk about right here, right now. We got my dear film Twitter buddy Sammy, Domestic Mothman. Go follow him. Dear friend of mine, we've been talking for about 3 or 4 years, man, sharing our love for movies. We're always DMing recommendations. And this one, I'm sorry, Sammy. It took me like 2 years to get to this, but I've done it. I have done it. I watched this ARAM. This is one of his favorites. Early 1991. Early 1990s. 1991. 3.5 stars, guys. And this stars Yuko Moriyama. Real cutie, man. She is a star in this one. But, dude, you got a good mashup of genres. You got sci-fi, action. You got a creature feature. It's futuristic, man. And so, but it's like, I don't really understand the rules in this game. I won't explain the plot too much. The plot's solid, and I think the practical effects are amazing. This monster, this creature, is like has like four forms, dude. And then he can also like vomit up a little goon who aren't very effective, I might add. But he spits out these goons that turn into some kind of like being to like be an ally for him and kind of distract his target. But even those look creepy and disgusting. The sounds they make. I would rate this one higher, guys, if the action was better, or the action choreography, I would say. The action's good, but I think the martial arts, brawling, they don't really try hard, which makes it a little campy and fun at the same time. So maybe I just need to lower my expectations, but maybe I'll rate it a little higher. We have two gentlemen. I can't pronounce their names. I'm not going to try, but they bring a little slapsticky comedy to the film as well. They're kind of bumbling, but they're teaming up with Yuko Moriyama, to fight back against Zyram. So pretty fun movie, guys. Good. Has that B movie schlocky kind of feel. So Zayram, 3.5 stars out of 5. Next film, guys, No Escape. Directed by Martin Campbell. He directed, I believe, GoldenEye. He directed Casino Royale. This guy's got a good clout. But man, I put this on, right, because I thought it was a prison escape movie. And that's how it starts, right? Reload, Ray Liotta, I think, murdered somebody in the military. So he went to prison. He's escaped from like fourth level prisons, but they sent him to a fifth level, ultra max security. And it looks futuristic, and like the warden's an asshole, but he knows how trouble he is, so he outcasts Ray Liotta to like an island. Then you're not in a prison, dude. You're like on some island with like different factions, and like I think there's like one gun on the island. Everybody's using like makeshift weapons out of wood, maybe silver stone, right? Like axes, swords, whatnot, daggers. But hey, man, the more I was like, man, this movie blows. Like I'm so disinterested now. But no, kept watching. It got pretty good, man. It got better the more I watched. So I gave it 3.5 out of 5 by the time it was over. Is my mic? I thought I was streaming this whole time without my mic on. But okay. Hey man, Lance Henriksen, Stuart Wilson. Stuart Wilson was the villain in Zorro with Banderas. Kevin Dillon, Kevin J. O'Connor. Guys, Kevin J. O'Connor, he was in whatchamacallit, The Mummy. Great comedic relief. He's always on edge, nervous. And Ernie Hudson, guys. He's also in this. among other folks. But hey, man, you've got some. The action's pretty good. It's not crazy good, but it's pretty impressive by how there's so many people on screen, guys. Because these factions, these gangs, there's like 100 or 200 folks in each one. So the battles are pretty epic in a way. That's what makes it impressive to me. And you've got some, staged explosions that look pretty cool. The island setting's nice, and just seeing how they're gonna get off, problem solve to get off this island is pretty cool. Coming up with a plan to escape. So I give it this action adventure No Escape 3.5 stars out of 5 from 1994. All right, guys, last film of February, the fourth week of February. I watched 3 films. This is the third one. Final film, I watched Super Troopers from 2001. I watched this when it first came to DVD. And I remember my sisters, who are all older than me, were watching it, and my aunt and her daughter walked out. She's like, "This is disgusting. We're not watching this." Surprised they threw it on at grandma's. Like my dad was watching it. I don't know if my grandma was, but it's pretty R-rated. The jokes and nudity and whatnot, but it doesn't hold up as much as I thought. It's three stars out of 5, but it's still pretty funny, guys. When you think of stoner movies, what do you think of? Excuse me, Cheech and Chong, How High. I've never seen White Castle. Super Bad. I think Super Troopers has to be up there when you think of stoner movies. But dude, Brian Cox as the head chief captain, I think that's really good casting. Linda Carter, guys, Wonder Woman, she comes a little cameo there. But I think the main 4 guys do pretty good. Um, there's just really good bits, man. The baseball scene, she's like, she's like, all right, well, just slug me. But then the foul ball hits her in the jaw, and she thinks he really did. He's like, Ursula, no. He's like, didn't do it. Johannes Chimpo, the very beginning with the mushrooms and all that stuff. But hey, man, 3 stars out of 5. Super Troopers. So there you go, guys. That was February. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 films in February. Guys, my goal is 200 movies every year. I think I need to average 18, 17. So I'm slacking. I'm behind. All right, let's do the. My throat's starting to hurt. Let's take a drink of water. Let's take a drink of water. So. Mm. Uh, uh, uh. Let's do it, man. Let me just check my phone here. All right, guys. Let me see here. All right, throat feels rested better. All right, I think I can do this. So I'm gonna upload. I have the first week of February. Those films I watched uploaded to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna upload. It's all about consistency, right? I used to do monthly movie recaps. They'd be like 30 minutes long. Nobody would watch them. So I'm shifting to I'm gonna do week by week, shorter. Okay, so I'm gonna upload the second, third, and fourth week of February watches to my YouTube channel soon. And let's do the first week of March, guys. One, two, three, 4, 5. Ooh, 6 films. We got 6 movies to talk about. So So I told you I went on vacation to Arkansas, guys. Um, got a cabin out in the woods, and it was pretty scary out there. And by 2 nights out there, we were kind of burnt out. We explored everything in the surrounding areas. Pretty good time, man. Good time to kind of stay off the phone and less screen time. So we left. We checked out of the Airbnb cabin early, and then we went to the Choctaw Casino in Oklahoma, Durant. And dude, they have a freaking movie theater in the casino, man. So instead of gambling, like, because I have an addict personality, man. Sometimes I have trouble drinking, and it's like I overeat. So it's like if I'm gonna start gambling, that's not good. So we are like, let's just chill. Let's go to the movies. And what we saw was Last Breath. This just came out, guys. Um, just came out in theaters. Woody Harrelson stars with Finn Cole in the lead and Simu Liu. I think he was the guy in the Disney Marvel movie, Shang-Chi and the Rings, or whatever that shit's called. I forgot. Cliff Curtis is also in this, guys. So it's about deep sea diving. So these divers put on this all this gear and they go like hundreds of feet down to repair stuff. So pretty terrifying stuff. But this movie was just entertaining enough. I gave it 3 stars out of 5. This is a film that does just enough for me to give it a recommendation because it's very by the books, man. It goes exactly how you would think it's gonna go, and the dramatic romance goes just about how you would think it would go. But hey, man, you know I don't. How many deep sea diving movies have you seen? Maybe Men of Honor with Cuba Gooding. So this is a topic that's pretty neat. They talk about the science that goes behind, you know, all the gas that builds up in your body. You need a little bit of nitrogen, oxygen, and stuff. And as far as a disaster, spoiler, I won't spoil too much. But yeah, I mean, obviously something goes wrong on this diving thing, and they're figuring out a way to go get him. You know, there's this huge like ship that's on top. Trying to these huge waves, dude, and weather that they're dealing with, and just being in that darkness, man, and seeing him, just trying to rescue him. So it does just enough, guys. You know, it it's not gonna blow you away, but I say watch it, okay? Um, Martial Law, guys. Second film of March. So second film of March, Martial Law. This is my second viewing of Martial Law. 3 stars out of 5. Starring Chad McQueen, Cynthia Rothrock, David Carradine, guys, from whatchamacallit, Kill Bill. You guys might recognize him. But Cynthia Rothrock, guys, she's the queen of martial arts film. Um, I mean, maybe not the queen, but like top three. Freaking so good. But this one, it doesn't really showcase her skills off that much. She definitely puts in some work, and I think she fights what's his name? Benny the Jet. Urquidez? Yeah, Benny Urquidez. But that fight's so underwhelming. This Benny Urquidez is a freaking monster, a star. He can fight with the best of them, but like their fight is not that good. So Chad McQueen's all right as a leading man. He does an all right job, but it's a pretty decent B action movie, guys. The dialogue's so-so but funny. The lead villain is decent too. He's hamming it up. David Carradine, man, they try and get him to fight in one scene, and god damn, that motherfucker's old. He moves like molasses, guys. But hey, man, get some pizza, popcorn, maybe a joint or something, a few beers. Get a little inebriated and watch this. You'll have a good time, guys. Good schlock. Next film, guys. First watch. Oh yeah, Alphabet City, guys. This one went hard. I really like this film, guys. Here, I gotta shout out my friends at Right Brain TV. Guys, drop Netflix, drop Amazon Prime, HBO Max. Get over to rightbrainstudios.tv right now. Get a subscription, guys. They have so many cool films, so many obscure films, man. And they're very political, but I'm telling you, like, don't even worry about that if you're not really into politics or um, imperialism, stuff like that. But maybe these guys will wake you up. wake open that third eye, you know. But it's like they got all kinds of foreign films, guys. They did a Soviet Russia horror month. They showed like 20 films I had never even heard of a single one. And films from Latin America, Cambodia, Laos, anti-war films. They've got literature, they've got books up here, they've got music, and they were so kind for me. Um, they let me curate my own showing. I did two Hong Kong films because they were like, "Yeah, dude, we need some Asian cinema up on our site." So I did kind of a little show for them, man. I did an intro of Iron Monkey and the Boxer's Omen, and it was like a weekend. No, no, it was a one night thing. Yeah. So they're awesome, man. They're family to me. So you guys got to check out RightBrainStudios.tv. Go do it now. RightBrainStudios.tv. Love you guys, Kevin, Marcus. Dude, it's two guys and they work like 20-hour days, sometimes over 20 hours. They work their freaking butts off, man. So if you guys can go support them, I'd appreciate it. But anyways, back to Alphabet City, guys. 4 stars out of 5. Remember I said Oliver Wood, cinematographer of Face Off. This is him 13 years prior. Okay, 12 years, 13 years prior. Um, it's gorgeous, man. The lighting's really great. The color palettes are great. Neon lights. The the street lights are really like they pulsate. Or not pulsate. They're really bright blues. There's pinks, purples. There's greens, and the colors pop, dude. The colors really pop. And Vincent Spano in the lead role is Johnny. Michael Winslow, guys. I never watched the Police Academy films, but this is the guy that does like all kinds of those crazy sounds and voices, like with his mouth. He does crazy stuff. Jamie Gertz, I remember her from Twister. She was Bill Paxton's wife to be until she left. She's like a billionaire now. But yeah, dude, kind of a he's not a huge drug dealer, but he's up there. But he wants out. He wants out of the game, but his mob boss won't let him. So he's on the run, trying to get all his collection money and go on the run. But his mob boss is calling him. He's like, "Dude, where are you? You got to do this thing for me." And they're on his ass. The cops are on his ass, and he's trying. Johnny's trying to protect his family, guys. But it's um, Alphabet City is a place in New York City, dangerous parts, and you know, I don't really like main characters. I don't like. Oh, you're not gonna like a drug dealer, He's destroying communities, right? But he does try to protect friends and family in this. He does try to do good. I mean, I don't glorify these guys at all, guys. But it's a great adventure in New York City at night, So pretty thrilling movie, man. It looks freaking gorgeous. The soundtrack slaps too. I think it's the same producer from Chic. So Alphabet City, 4 stars out of 5. Next film, guys, is Martial Law 2, the sequel, baby. So this one is it's minor improvements across the board, okay, from the first Martial Law. Cynthia Rothrock returns, but instead of Chad McQueen, you've got Jeff Wincott, and I like Jeff Wincott better. I think his fighting scenes, I'd say him and Wincott, Wincott and Chad McQueen, their acting's about the same, but and I don't know how they compare in martial arts, but the choreography in this one is better. I will tell you that much, okay? Billy Drago, that guy plays a good villain in The Untouchables. He's Al Capone's right hand man, and he's in this. Sorry, I'm trying to quit vaping, but I have like the tiniest amount left that I've just been rationing. So I am smoking less. I had to take a hit there. Um, but man, the movie starts with the fight scene right off the bat, and there's plenty of action in this, guys. There's a lot more action. The plot's just as solid as the first, and I really like Rothrock and Wincott's fighting in this, and most of the other actors they fight kind of know what they're doing for the most part. And you know, the main villain's pretty corny. He's got what you want in a B action movie role as a villain, and there's some double crossing. It's entertaining, man. 3.5 stars out of 5. Free on YouTube. Watch Martial Law 2. Guys, not a bad place to start for a Rothrock fan, guys. She's one of the best martial artists to do it in film. Definitely watch her Hong Kong stuff, because that just puts this to shame. All right, guys. Deadstream. Deadstream. When I was in Arkansas, guys, I went to a population of 500, this little town. I think it was called Kingsford, Kingston. But they had a library which is actually pretty stocked. It was like a tiny house. But then they had a second house to the side of donations, and you can just take. I put some money in the box though. They had a small selection of DVDs, guys. This is one of them, Deadstream. So it's about some content creator or YouTuber, and man, it was kind of insufferable to start. I didn't like. I don't think it was the actor. I think it was just kind of like just an over the top corny YouTuber, and just the way he talks. I'm like, I don't really like this. However, as this went on, guys, it's a found footage horror movie, okay? And this shit ramps it up, guys. After 30 minutes, when he gets in that haunted house, shit's flying off the fan. You've got callbacks to Evil Dead and pretty much a lot of Evil Dead, okay? And other haunted house horror movies, I would think. I can't think right now. I'm doing this live. I don't really have a script. But Joseph Winter as Sean, Melanie Stone as Chrissy, and Jason. I think he plays the sheriff in this one. But man, the gore, it's not excessive, but it's just the right amount for me. There's some slapstick comedy. There's comedy that's just really good. Um, my girlfriend was laughing at the dialogue more than I was, and I still laughed at some of the one-liners. So this one really impressed me, y'all. It immediately goes up in my top 10 found footage horror movies, up there with Gonjiam. I can't really pronounce it right, and Blair Witch. It's up there. I think 1974, The Possession of Altair. That's a Mexican found footage horror film. Check that one out. But yeah, man, I was really impressed. 3.5 stars out of 5 for Deadstream, guys. Really low budget, but it doesn't, it's not that obvious. So, okay, guys. Heat. This is the last film, the first week of March. That's what we're doing. Watch this on March the 7th. So, guys, all-time favorite. This is confirmed in my top 10 favorite films of all time. Confirmed Michael Mann favorite director, or one of my favorite directors. Cronenberg's up there among others. Man, it's so amazing, guys. I'm gonna make this a yearly rewatch. I think it's been like 2 or 3 years since I watched it. I am obsessed with this movie. Look at this cast, man. Pacino, De Niro, Val Kilmer, John Voight, Tom Sizemore, Diane Venora, Ashley Judd, Amy Brenneman, Ted Levine, Wes Studi, Portman, William Fichtner, Hank Azaria, Dennis Haysbert, Tom Noonan, Trejo. Insane, guys. Henry Rollins, Mykelti Williamson. Dude, oh my god. This is not an action movie. Everybody's like, man, the shootout scene. This is one of the best action movies of all time. This is a drama. It's not just a cops and robbers movie. Should be up there with the best dramas, man. Um, Great cinematography um, by Dante Spinotti, guys. Absolutely beautiful. They capture that night, um, that LA City night and day, and dude, it's such great character studies, the relationships between Pacino and his third wife, De Niro and his new love, Val Kilmer and his wife. And Dennis Haysbert, man, Donald Breeden, the driver, and his relationship with his girlfriend, and he's like, why are you with me, dude? I'm such a fucking loser. And just how he's treated by the restaurant runner owner. He's like, I want you to mop up the back. You're not just cooking back here. You got to take the trash out. You got to bust tables. 25% of your take home comes to me. You don't like it? I'm gonna report you drunk or whatever to your parole officer. Get dressed, motherfucker. And it's so sad, dude. I cried during that scene because Michael Mann, dude, I like him because he's kind of a pro worker kind of dude. He loves slipping that stuff in there, how the working class gets shafted. And you know, Breeden, played by Dennis Haysbert, tells his wife, like, man, the guy I'm working for, he's the one stealing. And, like, what I did, I got locked up for my crimes. This is the kind of people that should be locked up. But it's like I'm working for this guy, and this is all I can do. But, anyways, and, like, the ending, guys, like, Pacino's in the hospital because something happened to Natalie Portman, and then his ex-wife to be's like, well, Pacino gets a page, and he's like, I'll stay. So, Vincent Hanna, played by Pacino, this is his moment. He's gonna make a change, man. The work, he's not gonna pay attention to the work. He's gonna stay. He's gonna care for his wife and be there for her. But then she goes like, "Oh, don't worry about it. You can go." And then he thinks about it for a split second, and he runs down the stairs. It's a great cut. And Robert De Niro at the end, he's home free, guys. He's home free. And what does he do? He has to go get revenge. And right there is how these two men do not change at the end. And what does it end with? Like one of them losing their lives. I just love that, dude. It's great storytelling, man. Great characters. And just the cat and mouse guys. I can't believe they meet up for a cup of coffee, man. Uh, Such a great scene. I can talk about this movie for a while, but let's stop it there, man. Heat, 5 stars out of 5. I'm gonna put that on my top 5 films of all time, guys. I love Heat so much. So, alright, so now, 4 more films to talk about, guys. We're gonna wrap it up. That was the first week of March, guys. And let's see. 4 films to talk about. Let me get some water. Water, water. Dude, hard to talk constantly for an hour straight. What I'm doing now, I squeeze a couple of limes. I slice some slices of cucumber, fill it up with a piece of ice. That's my go-to, man. I don't want to drink energy drinks. I don't drink sodas, although I could easily get into a bad habit. But it's kind of my go-to drink nowadays, guys. Highly recommend lime cucumber water, guys. Trying to drink like raw, natural stuff. Ugh. All right, guys. I promise I do a Mad Max marathon. I watched the first one maybe 5 months ago. Really liked it, and I got distracted. Mad Max 2, 4.5 stars out of 5. Again, more of the first one. Insane stunts, great car chases, great action. George Miller's back, Mel Gibson's back, guys, and it's pretty much it's hard to say. I gave the first one a 4.5 uh, out of 5 too, but it's hard to say which one's better. But I love how there's a child, or he's not even a teenager, man. And his introduction in this movie, he's he's throwing this boomerang. He's fucking going after his oppressors, dude. So like, I just thought that was so badass, dude. This kid's learning early like who the bad guys are, and he's taking up arms to fight. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. But some good acting from Mel Gibson, and man, there's this real I don't know, like his little crony. And I can't believe he flies this like little helicopter, dude. It's like a one-seater. It's like this big or something. He's like chucking like or Molotovs or grenades from it, dude. Um, and I don't know how they crashed it and the guy survived, but they made it look pretty real. A lot of these car stunts are insane, guys, just like the first film, and I love it, man. Now it's time to watch Beyond Thunderdome, the third one, but I heard it's not that great. But I'm gonna still watch it. 4.5 stars for Mad Max 2. Collateral, guys. I had to do another Michael Mann film. I'm like, I haven't seen this one in like 8 years or so. 4 stars out of 5 for Collateral. Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx, Jada Pinkett Smith, Mark Ruffalo, Peter Berg, who's kind of worthless in this movie, honestly. Javier Bardem and might steal the show, but he's such a minor character that I can't say that much. Bruce McGill, he was in The Insider. Barry Shabaka Henley, dude. Oh my God, his one scene is so amazing. So you got great acting, guys. Um, I don't know, man. Fox has some moments, but I'm not sold on him. I'm not gaga about Fox, but this might be his best movie. I think it's better than Ray, honestly. Tom Cruise is really good. Even Jason Statham makes a cameo. But dude, okay. L.A. Shot at Night, guys. Michael Mann shooting on digital. Shit looks so good. He got shit for this for shooting on digital, but it looks great, man. He knows how to capture Los Angeles, dude. And I kind of rated it a little lower because Michael Mann has some like he has like some audio slave, some rock music, and he knows how to needle drop music. But this one, I don't know. It didn't really the music choices and the camera pannings, like a bird's eye view of LA, and then the climax that has the audio slave. I don't know. It wasn't slapping for me. But great film, guys. I really love Cruise and Fox going at it. They're just juxtaposed and how they're kind of like Vincent Tom Cruise is trying to belittle Jamie Foxx, and he does take a lot of shit, but then he kind of picks himself up and grows up in a way and fights back against Vincent. So great job on those two men. Jada Pinkett, don't care for her much, but she's pretty good. The movie opens with her and Jamie Foxx just talking in the cab, and it's nothing but them talking in the cab, and it's like flirtatious. I got a smile on my face listening to that conversation, man. It went so well, and Mark Ruffalo, man, he has like this slick back hair and earring. He just looks like total cool guy, and the shootouts guys freaking amazing, and the club. The scene with Javier Bardem. Do you know how much Santa Claus would be so fucking furious if he lost the list? That whole speech, man, is so good. So the dialogue's razor sharp, guys. The script, um, the jazz sequence, man, Barry Shabaka Henley just kills it there. Great film, guys. 4 stars out of 5 for Collateral. Next film, Amadeus, directed by Milos Forman, and he brings his cinematographer Miroslav Ondřicek. I can't really pronounce that. Butchered that. But guys, the lighting in this movie, I listen to podcasts immediately after the movies I watch nowadays. I'm listening to less news and fucking shit that stresses me out. Trying to enjoy myself, guys. But in this podcast, they were like the lighting was all natural, guys. Not a single freaking um, electric lighting unit was used. The chandeliers were like old school gas powered. Um, I think candle lit chandeliers. There's so many people holding candlesticks, and it looks freaking so amazing, guys. F. Murray Abraham as Salieri, Tom Hulce as Mozart. Guys, those two amazing. Just freaking what a duo at the top bill there. Elizabeth Barrage as Stanzi Constance Mozart, the wife. She's good, but Meg Tilly was supposed to play that role, guys. but she like tore her ligament or Achilles in a pickup soccer game or something. So they had to emergency cast and fly people out, and she got the role, Elizabeth Barrett. So, but man, Jeffrey Jones as the Emperor is the guy's a scumbag in real life, but he's quippy with his dialogue. I thought he did a good job. And the priest who listens to Salieri, you know, he comes in kind of like happy, but then at the end he's just fucking sobbing listening to this sob story. But great story, guys. I will say that I don't like musicals. I don't like operas. And like when some of these like operas came on, I'm just like, eh. Like I got kind of bored, but I zoned in again once the opera sequences were done, and just man, and the music's actually pretty good. When Salieri is explaining the music, the editing is sharp, the sound design sharp. So when he's explaining, like I play trombone, right? But I don't know, like I'm not a virtuoso. I don't know like eighth notes and like tonics and dissonance and all this shit that they do. But Salieri breaks it down for you, man. And then when he's discussing the music sheets, the music cues, he's like, the oboe was magnificent. The oboe, you'll hear the oboe. Like the songs will play as he's explaining it to you, and it fucking sounds amazing. And I get chills on my goosebumps. Um, I get excited hearing Salieri just talk about this music and how brilliant this Mozart guy is. So Amadeus, man, 4.5 stars out of five. I might. It kind of is a 5 star, but I guess I'm rating it more on how enjoyment I got out of it. Again, the opera scenes were just kind of like they make me fall asleep, kind of sort of. I feel bad about it, but I watched the director's cut, guys. I knew it was 3 hours long, and I heard that is the way to watch it because there's key scenes that are in there that you should see. All right, last film, guys. Come on, my throat hurts. Mission Impossible 2, directed by John Woo. We talked about him earlier on Face Off, guys. Man, when I was a teenager, guys, I must have been about 13 when this came out. And the trailer, guys, I have some film Twitter friends who are like, dude, this trailer, I watched it as a kid, rewound that shit. I was like, holy crap, dude. You got Hans Zimmer and Limp Bizkit doing the score, and I think Metallica did a big track on this, so the hype was crazy. And they made Ethan Hunt look so damn cool. Like cooler than James Bond. Or on that level. And on this rewatch, he's very cool, man. They make him an action star in this. And for me, it was a little too melodramatic. It was a little too much lovey-dove stuff with Thandie Newton. I thought it was hilarious. Mini spoilers or whatever. He kind of falls for Nia Hall, but then she has to go back to her ex and go undercover and get info, right? But he's like, DeRay Scott, Sean, the villain, is like pretty much nailing her every night, I'm sure. And just to see Ethan Hunt just so he has to step outside and is like, it takes place in the Australian outback at some points. He has to like leave the house and like step outside and take a deep breath because he's like, oh my woman. I just couldn't help but laugh. But yeah, the romance is like whatever. Little watered down John Woo, but nah, dude. That last quarter, that is not watered down John Woo. The action is amazing, dude. Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise is doing crazy kicks, multiple crazy kicks, dude. Just flawless. I mean, I'm sure there's some wire work or something. Tom Cruise is no martial artist, but John Woo, he knows how to sell those action scenes. And him riding that motorcycle, freaking coming around, aiming that pistol at like the gas tank, and it pew 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 pew, and then he dots it, explodes. The motorcycle going through an exploding car, and like, dude, when the Sean and Ethan collide, they jump off the bike, they collide in midair, they fly 100 feet off a cliff. The motorcycles explode, the guys land. I mean, come on, man, amazing shit. And I don't know how those fools did not die after that fall. But then you've got a pretty, I wouldn't say it's drawn out, but it's long. A final like hand to hand, or I guess they do kicks too. Brawl, dude, on the beach, man. And it's like cutting to like the smashing waves against the rocks, you know. And like Naya's about to jump off the cliff because she's infected, and Ethan Hunt's got to hurry and kill this guy. And dude, I heard the stunt where the knife was like a quarter inch from Tom Cruise's eye. John Woo was like, dude, don't worry, we can totally fix that in edits and post. You don't have to do that for real. It's like, no, Tom Cruise is like, yeah, I want to do that shit for real. And they kind of had it like I think it was on some sort of trigger, so but like if Tom Cruise flinches just a little bit, it's all over for his eye. So I don't want to give Tom Cruise too much credit, but the dude does do a lot of his own stunts. So like the rock climbing bits, he did have a safety harness, but there was no protection on top or underneath him, you know. So and he did hurt his shoulder, so I heard. So props to him. Um, Ving Rhames, Richard Roxborough, Hugh Stamp, dude. The right hand guy to Sean Ambrose was pretty good. John Paulson, I think he was an Australian. He's like kind of like a comedic relief. Brendan Gleeson's also in this. That's cool. And dude, Anthony Hopkins is uncredited, but he kind of plays a big role. He's like the guy that gives Ethan the mission. That was kind of random. But there you go. 3.5 stars out of 5. I think MI2 holds up, guys. Kind of, it's very action blockbustery, kind of corny. It's something like South Park would make fun of, you know, when Ethan's like, "I will come back for you. You are so stupid, but I love you." He runs and like does never get hit by bullets, you know. So there you go, man. That was the second week of March, guys. I'm gonna upload all this to my YouTube channel, and I'm currently watching, guys, a Here, I'll go get the DVD right now. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Let me show you. This is an obscure movie, man. I'm excited to talk about it too. I like talking about them films that nobody's heard of, you know. Check it out, bro. Check it out. So, I found this at a closing video store in Oakland, California. It's called Liberame. So, I think that firefighter movie Backdraft with Kurt Russell, this takes inspiration. It's its own thing. But that's kind of how it's like billed as. Like, look, Korea's Backdraft. Hey, man, I'm about hour or so in, a little bit halfway, and they really go all out with the fire and disaster in this. Plot's a little, it kind of goes all over the place, a little choppy, but I'm liking this, dude. And like, none of my film Twitter friends or folks have logged it on Letterboxd. It's pretty unknown, man. It's from the year 2000, but I'm really liking this. So I'm gonna review that later. Um, I also watched The Recruit. That was a CIA propaganda piece with Al Pacino and Colin Farrell. I saw that shit in theaters, man. I guess I won't talk too much about it because I've got to do another video soon. This is great, guys. On my YouTube channel right now, I did the first week of February watches, and I haven't updated it since, man. I came so fired up into February, you know. But like real life stuff happens. My girlfriend and I, we had 5 cats, but her cat who had kidney failure, stage 4, we found out a month ago or 6 weeks ago, and she passed away last month. So that hit, and then we had a vacation right after that, our first vacation this year. So, you know, real life is tough, man. Doing this content creation is tough, but I really want to consistently get ooh, my corned beef needs to be stirred. I'm making corned beef, carrots, cabbage, and potatoes. I gotta go stir that real quick. But I'm probably gonna end the stream here in a minute. But I'm just saying, like, I really want to be consistent, dude. It's so hard. And like when that week is over, I want to upload. So let's talk movies like right after that. Bam, to the YouTube. Edit it into TikToks and shorts and all that. It's tough, guys. So I'm trying, God damn it. And dude, I got a Stream Deck, guys. I'm really excited to set this up. I got it plugged in and the software downloaded, and got to take the streaming to the next level, dude. Pretty excited for that. Just so let's talk about video games real quick. I started Mad Max for PS4. I think it's a good game, but you know, it kind of put me in a gaming rut. It kind of made me did not want to play. I don't want to play these huge open world games anymore, man. I played Rebirth, and I don't need a freaking 25 plus hour game. I don't want to. It's good, I know. I really like it, but I'm just not in the mood to play it. So, I've been playing back to indie games, man. That's been my bread and butter. I played Collecta. It's a co-op horror game. You ride down an elevator, and each level has supplies, but you just got to go as far as you possibly can while stopping at each floor to get supplies. But there's hazards, there's enemies, and the elevator can kill you if you don't feed it stuff. It's pretty cool. And today, guys, I just started Perennial Order. It's another indie game. It's best to play co-op. I think it's solo too, but it's like a boss rush game. You fight a boss, you walk for like 30 seconds, talk to a person, and bam, you're in another boss fight. Really challenging, but man, my friend and I were fucking giggling. It was amazing. It felt really good to find a new game to get lost in, and a recent one that's independent indie game. So shout out to the devs on that one. All right, let me stop the stream here. I want to get a news politics stream in. I got some news headlines to read as well. I want to talk about the games I beat in February, guys. I beat Prey and I beat Beyond Citadel, an indie shooter. If you like Doom, guys, get Beyond Citadel. That's a 2025 game that just came out. Do that. So, yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go. I got to stir my corned beef and cabbage, guys. I got to edit this up, start creating some videos, make clips. I hope to be live tomorrow. I want to talk about the police state, guys. The police state is as bad as it's ever been. And I just wanted to talk about police killings and defunding the police and stuff like that. I'll say that for tomorrow. And yeah, um, thank you guys for watching. YouTube, Twitch, X, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram. I'm on Letterboxd, guys. All across all. I'm across all social media. So follow me, Game.film. You guys like talking movies, video games. You like talking about imperialism, foreign policy, guys. You hate Democrats, Republicans the same. Let's be mutual.